You abandoned your star that God sent to lead you. That was how you ended up with Herod. And that was how the catastrophe that Rachel was now weeping, and children, boys 2 years and below, they lost their lives because a group of seekers of Jesus will not stay in track with their star. You know, if they stayed with that star, they would not have ended in the palace of Herod. The star would have led them to where the baby was. But they know that this is the king of the Jews. Where's the headquarters of the Jewish nation? Jerusalem. Hey, Jerusalem, here we come. The star that was leading them was too slow for their liking. It was after they had gone into Jerusalem, they had entered into the palace of the king. And I want you to know that that did not happen in 2 hours. It didn't happen in 1 day. It was a caravan. And if you know anything about Middle Eastern hospitality, you will understand that when they came into the Bible said the city, Jerusalem, was moved about them. Then they find the palace of the king. And then now, the protocol is like when you come to Nigeria and you want to go and see the president. It's not something that can happen in 30 minutes and then you are out. We don't know how many days they spent in the palace of Herod. But at the very least, I can tell you that was not a one-day affair. They didn't step out the day they stepped in. However long they stayed, when they had talked with Herod and they are being fed and all of that, Herod has called his scribes and the Pharisees and said, wait, this king of the Jews that they are talking about, if at all he is born, where will he be born? The scribes check their books and they say, Micah told us. Oh, Bethlehem, even though you are small, you are not the least among my people. For out of you will come the governor, whose goings have been from of old. If the Messiah at all is born, the place we find him will be in Bethlehem. Then Herod told the guys, the wise men, say, okay, you will go to Bethlehem, you'll find him. When you find him, come and give me word so that I also will go and worship. After all of that exercise had been done, and they finally departed from the palace of Herod, and they came out, the Bible now said that star that they left in the east was just arriving. Because you cannot put God under pressure. Huh? The star was just coming and going. Then these guys were like this. Huh? But after that, their detour and they were out, they realized that that star they saw in the east is still on a journey. You know that eventually the information they got from the scribes and the Pharisees and Herod was not what helped them to identify the boy. Oh, do you think that there was only one house in Bethlehem? So when you now enter Bethlehem, how will you still know which house? The king of the Jews has been born. But you know what the star did? Egomo, with specificity. The star went ahead of them until it got over the roof of where the boy was to be, and he stopped there. So the entire journey and detour into the palace of Herod was wasted. The time that they thought they were gaining by running ahead of the star, did they gain any time? No. They did not arrive before the star, but they have left a huge liability. A carnage was occasioned on account of that detour, because now Herod had been told there has been premature information given to Herod. And so Herod, realizing that the wise men didn't come back his way, decided to set himself against the king that will be born to usurp his throne and authority. And many innocent young boys in Israel were slaughtered because a group of seekers of God were too much in a hurry to stay on track with the star that was supposed to be their night.
Message, and we hope that you would imbibe the lessons that have been learned. As always, our goal is to ensure that we as believers, we are growing and we are conforming into that perfect image of Christ. God bless you.